Hey, Judah, did you get to check out, see them pictures I got in here? So that's like my tribute to the legends, like the late legends.
I ain't never lose, and when I do, I learned a lesson. I don't fuck with you, you don't have a clue. I ain't never lose, I ain't never lose, and when I do, I learned a lesson. I don't fuck for you, you don't have a clue. Yeah, I ain't never lose. Hey, I fall down, bounce back up. Keep on moving, don't never get stuck. I am.
In music in general, though, is because I'm a big literature guy. Like, I love story. I love narrative. Shit, I love poets like Edgar Allan Poe, you know what I mean? Like, what you could put together in your words when you understand, you know, the art of just putting it together and whatnot. And so, like, I just don't know how we went from that to, like, the random, incoherent.
It became more about beats instead of the
Yeah,
words.
yeah.
It's the cadence. You know what I mean? It's like I don't even know, man. Like sometimes they don't even make words. You know what I mean? It just sounds like gibberish. You know? It sounds like a chant in a different language. You know what I mean?
So we ready to get this rolling, right, Judah?
Oh shit! I thought we already started.
Yeah, we pretty much are. Hey, yep. Hey, yo, what up? This is the Good Fight Podcast. We're still going. We're like 5, 6 episodes in. I can't remember anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're being consistent. And as we do this, you know, my ask is for the people to get behind us. This is called the Good Fight. It's the Good Fight because we're using boxing as a metaphor to help people get through their fights in life. And so we bring on somebody else every episode to talk to us, to talk to you about their good fight, where they've been, the ups and downs, how it's going. And so that said, I mean, this is done by the people, for the people, if you will. And so what we ask is, man, go follow us. Go share the Good Fight Podcast. Like it, subscribe to it. Get as much people behind us as you possibly can. That's our ask to you because we're doing this for you. Now, that said, me and Terrell Joe here are excited to bring on Carlos Adame Jr. So,
AKA Hollywood Los.
Yeah, there we go.
Part,
there we go.
I mean? Dress the part.
And so we're excited about this one because we've got a lot to talk about.
Me, bro.
Yep.
Ah,
Shit, it's a pleasure, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Shit, we need to give him a water. We look like we're depriving him here. All right, so you are born and raised West Dallas?
Yes, sir.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
So you remember what West Dallas was like before the gentrification?
Yes, definitely. I was there for
I love the look over at Joe. Oh yeah.
I was there riding the bikes and, you know what I'm saying, getting chased by dogs and shit. And, you know, neighbors just being crazy, shooting and shit. You know, people passing away, you know.
He says getting walked by the dogs because, look, I remember, if you go to West Dallas now, people are walking poodles.
Oh, yeah.
There were no poodles.
And it's the pit bulls, the Shih Tzus.
Bro, it's crazy.
So that's where you grew up. What part of West Dallas you grew up at?
I grew up in the Ledbetter area.
Okay, bet.
Yeah.
And then you started boxing at what age?
I started boxing at 14.
Who got you into boxing?
It's a crazy story, man.
Well, that's what we hear. That's what we talk about. Yeah.
So literally, bro, just a youngin', you know, living and, you know, always being around my cousins and stuff, because I really never hung around friends. My family always just let me hang around cousins and stuff. Those were my friends.
Was a lot of your family in the same neighborhood? Like y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
All my family literally is like 5 minutes from each other.
So what y'all like all migrate together over here?
Basically, yes. My dad, he's from the San Benito area.
Okay.
Over there in South Texas.
Okay. Oh, the Valley.
The Valley.
Yeah.
So he came from over there, and my mom, she's from, I think it's Bernard, Texas or something like that.
Yeah.
Menard, Texas.
Menard. Oh,
Menard,
shit,
Texas.
that's like West Texas, right?
Yeah.
San Angelo and all that area.
San Angelo, that's where she's from.
Man, they do a Baptist retreat out there every year, and I went there a few times. When he said Menard, I'm like, nobody knows this place exists, but I guess they do.
Yeah, my mom, she's
For
from
real?
there. It's
Oh,
very
okay,
country.
okay.
She's got that country
Yeah.
accent. Yeah. So, you know, being where they're from, they all came down here, and some of my family stayed in San Benito. Some of my family went to Houston. So just being in Dallas, I would always hang around my cousins. And
so it's like your cousins into the boxing and stuff? Or?
Yes, that's the crazy part. My cousin actually got into boxing first, and I seen him getting in shape and shit.
Out here in Dallas?
Yeah, it was a recreation center in West Dallas called the JC.
I know exactly where that's
Yeah,
at.
JC Zaragoza. So that's where I started boxing.
They still do tournaments there.
Yeah, they just did one.
Yeah.
Like a week ago, I think.
Elias fought there last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, last year. Yeah.
So he was into boxing, and I saw him getting into shape, and I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over here chubby and shit.
How old are you at this time?
I was like 13.
Okay.
Just seeing him putting in that work. And
You were
getting
chubby
them
like how
abs.
David Benavidez chubby when he
Like,
was young?
yeah, like Bam Bam, like Rios.
Okay.
Yeah, Bam Bam Rios chubby. So, you know, I just decided to jump in the gym and actually, yeah, he inspired me, you know, seeing him get into shape and shit. So I was like, let me jump in there, started training, and I actually just fell in love with it. And he actually quit, and then I stayed.
Yeah.
And I continued with it, and you know, I started doing tournaments and shit by myself. Like literally, I jumped in the gym by myself. My parents didn't even know what I was doing, bro. Like
For real?
Yes, I was training by myself.
How were you getting to the gym? Walking?
Well, I would get dropped off,
Yeah.
but they didn't know like I was really going hard like that.
Like taking it
boxing.
serious.
Yeah, type shit. So I just kept training, and eventually I got good. Started going to tournaments, and my dad seen that I was putting in that work. He was like, "Oh shit, what you been up to?" Like he saw my body slim down.
So
a
you're
lot.
not gordo anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "What you up to?" I was like, "Finna hit the gym. I'm boxing up there." He's like, "Oh shit, for real?" So he's like, "Well, fuck, let me come down there and help you." He's like, "You got a coach?" I was like, "No, come on."
So your dad, had he coached boxers before? Or?
See, the thing is, when I was a little ass kid, probably like 6 years old, my dad tried to get me into boxing, but I was little. I had ADHD. I'm like, nah, I can't pay attention.
Couldn't figure out a 1-2 to save your
yeah,
life.
exactly. So they be telling me I'm over here looking around and shit. So he's like, yeah, he's not finna do
So
this.
did he have a background in boxing or something? Or?
He did. He actually fought a couple amateur tournaments.
Oh, so he knew how to. He knew the basics.
He knew the basics.
Yeah.
He actually had a Russian coach when he was training.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he
was
was
the best kind, man. You know?
He was an
I don't
Olympian,
know about all that.
bro. He was a gold medalist Olympian
The coach was?
in the Olympics.
For real, that was his coach.
And he migrated to the U.S.
Yeah.
and he found a recreation center. It was Martin Luis or something like that.
That's the coach's name?
That was the gym that they were training at.
So he had that Soviet style about that. See, Joe loves that Soviet style.
the
Yeah, you're
thing-
right. That lead hand out there.
So
yeah.
he taught my dad like this.
Yeah.
And so my dad taught me like that as an
Yeah.
amateur. So I fought like that my whole amateur career, and I was beating people because they couldn't get past that jab.
Dang. So here your dad is
And you're a southpaw, right?
And I'm a southpaw.
Okay,
so
okay.
I had that European style and a lefty
from a Mexican coach.
from a Mexican
I
coach.
bet the Mexican fighters hated him.
So they were just like, what? Like, they were hating on my style as I was coming up.
Well, yeah. What Mexican is out there using a Soviet style
Exactly.
boxing?
And also a southpaw, too. You don't
Yeah.
Bro, I was giving people hell.
So
bro.
because he was trained by a Soviet style boxing coach, he ended up passing on to you a Soviet
Basically,
style of
yes.
boxing.
I got
That's
the-
interesting.
So I have like a Lomachenko type style. Like
With that lead hand out there.
Yeah, exactly. I can do it
Yeah.
sometimes, but like I kind of change it up because I actually became a fan of Terrence Crawford now.
Yeah.
So I like to break people down and use my
Yeah.
defense and work off the defense.
So when your dad started helping you, that's when you started using that like more Soviet style boxing strategy?
Exactly.
And so how many amateur fights did you end up getting?
So it's crazy because I had a rough start. Since
Yeah.
I was doing it myself, I lost my first 6 fights
So,
In a row?
in a row.
Hold on.
You
So,
will.
but
my
before we get
first-
to that, so you went to your first 6 fights before your parents even knew?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, who was
was
the
doing
coach?
that.
Who was the coach taking you to those?
It was a coach that was at the recreation center. He didn't have much like experience. He was just like,
Yeah, don't say
he
his
was just
name. If you
like-
lost the first 6
I don't
fights.
want to put him on blast like that.
If you
but,
lost
like,
the first 6 fights.
yeah, he didn't have that much experience. I mean, he did fight amateur fights, but he was very generic. And what I mean by that, it was very like
So
simple
why were you
and,
leaving?
like,
Well, why were you losing the first 6 fights? Was it because like you weren't moving around? Were you just staying there? Were you slugging, or was it mismatching? That's what I want to
mismatching,
know.
bro. I was fighting dudes that had already like 4 or 5 fights, and my coach, he didn't give a shit. He's like, I mean, do you want the fight? Like,
know some
was
coaches
like,
like
all right,
that.
bet, yeah, let's do it. Like, I'm not gonna say no,
Yeah.
because I'm a fighter at heart. I'm like,
So you were 0-6 when you first
0-6,
started,
bro. And then my dad started
God
training me,
damn.
and then after that,
You got the same last name as me.
That,
was
when he
getting,
said I
like-
had a rough start, I'm like, well, you know, everybody does.
Right.
No, you fucking lost your first 6 fights in a row.
and then I just won like 26 in a row after that.
So your dad made the difference.
Yeah, he really did, bro. He started taking me to tournaments a lot.
Did he know you had lost your first 6 fights?
Yeah, he was like, I gotta help you.
Yeah.
He saw my last fight, the 6th fight. He saw it and he was like, oh shit, I got my ass whooped. Nose busted and everything, but I was still in there like going full blast, like no fucks given.
Man, I had to give it up to your resilience, man. Just to keep going after the first.
Well,
6
some
fights,
kids
man.
quit after when they get started the first fight.
Yeah, even
if they
they're having
lost.
multiple wins,
Yeah.
and just losing that one, they're just like, I'm out.
That's
You know
it,
what I
I'm
mean?
out.
So-
I had to
Yeah.
get my first win. It was
Yeah.
bugging me. I was like, I gotta get that win.
So
bro.
fight 7 was your first win.
Yes. It was in actually in San Angelo. I went to go visit my mother's aunt that stayed out there still. So we went to go visit. You know, we stayed with them, and then we went to the tournament. Like that was like 10 minutes down the block.
Yeah.
We fought. I fought a kid that was from there. I beat his ass. They gave me a belt. I was like, shit. And then they gave me fighter of the night.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
nice,
damn,
nice.
I got a trophy and this belt.
Not
I'm
bad
like,
for somebody who just lost the previous 6
exactly.
fights.
I was
yeah.
like, damn, I'm always sick, but I got a belt. Hey, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
shit,
yeah,
you
that's
felt
how-
like Devin Haney, you know, getting a belt after.
And
a
then you
loss.
said from there you just kept winning?
Basically, yes. And then I was starting to go to like, you know, I started becoming open and I was fighting tougher opponents. So I think I won like 27 straight, or 23 or 27. I can't remember. But then I ended up losing to a guy in a tournament because it was like a 3-day tournament.
Yeah.
And I lost in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was what was it called? Houston Nationals.
Houston's popping, bro. They got so much going on in the Gulf Coast LBC and out there. Like, they stay active. Like, I take Milo and Elias. I take them out to the Houston LBC to go do to go to tournaments because they
Really good
just
sparring out
got
there, too.
really good sparring. We were at Jay Prince's gym like 3 weeks ago now, maybe, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2
yeah.
weeks ago.
It was the same weekend as the Tank fight, so that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I was out there and I met Jay Prince.
Yeah.
I was training at the gym for a while. I trained there for a week because, you know, I was just going out there to visit my fam and stuff. So I'm out here, might as well.
Yeah, I was out there, man, and I had walked. It was a close sparring event, but somehow my brother got us in there.
It's hard.
You know, and shit, I saw Shakur spar like 12 rounds. Like, it wasn't exciting, but it was pleasing to the eye because of how. If I were to describe it in 2 words, I would say patient precision.
Okay.
Just his patience and everything he does is precise. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what's so frustrating. I think just when I'm looking at his opponents are in front of him, that's what's so frustrating.
It's hard to stay perfect for so long.
Yeah.
He's able to do that.
Yeah.
He's able to
I
just
think
stay
he's
composed.
mastered his particular craft, his managing the distance. That's what he does so well. And that's why I'm really interested in what a Tank and Shakur. It looks like it might materialize. I don't know.
Oh man, so speaking of, who do you think Tank's toughest opponent would be?
Teofimo Lopez.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah. Okay, in 135.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, he'll go up to
at
140 to do it.
135?
Yeah. 135.
It's probably got to be. It's gonna be Shakur.
You think Shakur over Loma?
I think so too.
I think so.
I think so.
I think Tank's gonna knock out Loma.
Here's the only reason I'm with him on that is because Loma will give him trouble because of how fast and on his feet he is, but eventually you get hit like Loma gets hit, right? But it's one thing to get hit, but it's another thing to hit by Tank.
I know.
And Tank is starting, I don't know, just based off my perception of the last fight, it looks like he's getting better.
Yes, I will
and
admit that.
better at certain things too, such as cutting off the ring.
But what I will have to say is look at Lomachenko's opponents and then look at Tank's opponents. You know what I mean? Like, Tank hasn't really fought anybody of the same caliber that even Lomachenko or anybody in the 135 in the top of 135.
Yeah, but I could also say that Lomachenko ain't fought Tank.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, it'd be an interest, and I think Lomachenko would also frustrate him in the early rounds.
In the early rounds.
Yes, and it'll be hard for Tank to catch up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be, but I'm like, you got to do it for 12 rounds, and I'm just like, I don't see Loma knocking out Tank.
No.
It'll be
Loma's
a,
not a knockout artist. You know what
so-
I mean?
so
Unless
that's
you turn up the
decision.
body.
It would be a decision.
So that means like Loma has to be what Loma's been known for 12 whole rounds.
And that scares me because in the last, as big of a Lomachenko fan as I am, the last couple of fights he has, he's took off the 12th round.
Well, yeah.
He took it off, and now
Yeah.
you can't with Tank. You can't take.
So I don't know. Like,
second of-
if we were talking maybe 6-7 years ago, I'm like, okay, that could be
Man,
very
6-7
close.
years ago,
But
Lomachenko
yeah,
It would have been
he was
different,
he was
for
a
sure.
dog,
But
man.
today,
Would've been different.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm just watching Tank in there, and it looked like
Tank is going up, and
Yeah, yeah.
Loma's going like.
it looked like
Loma's not going crazy down, but you know he's a little bit
All
lower
the time always
than.
wins, man.
Yeah,
All the
yeah.
time always
And when I'm looking at all of Tank's attributes, it looks like a smaller version of what has made Canelo so great.
Yes.
He does
Patient.
fight like Canelo.
Yes, you realize he was using his high guard
Yeah, I
for
was just
most
about to
of that
say that,
fight
absolutely.
just to get Frank to throw and make
Made him.
mistakes.
Oh, that was so dope.
And he doesn't throw a bunch of punches anymore. He throws the right ones at the right time with the right power, and then it only makes the other opponent more antsy and
I
shit.
can't make a mistake
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's timing me. He's waiting for something.
It looked like another
that.
Canelo fight.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. Absolutely. See, and I watched some of the highlights again. I noticed that he tried to throw the uppercut in the second, I want to say the fourth, and he couldn't connect.
Yeah.
He was just patient and waited till he leaned forward a little
Yep.
bit, got tired, and then bam, he connected on it.
Yeah.
That was
He's
over.
intelligent. He's powerful. He's athletic. He's fast. He got experience.
Yes.
Those are all the things.
Explosiveness.
He's explosive when he
has
wants to
knockout
be.
power in both hands, bro. Like it's the right and the. He's a mini Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
more ring
He
out.
uses his legs a lot.
Yeah.
I
More
noticed-
than he used to.
Yeah.
Because he used to like stay in front of them and
Yeah.
just try to bully them.
Yeah.
But now he's starting to use the ring more and it's making him more effective.
He's learned how to take all of his attributes and like just make it better.
I noticed his footwork in the Rolly fight.
Yeah.
Like how much improvement of his footwork.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I don't think he had to move as much against Rolly.
No, Rolly
Who
kept going
does?
Forward, you know?
I was never impressed by Rolly.
No.
Never.
He's quick.
Never.
He has fast twitch and
good power,
Yeah,
but
That's about it.
you
but
put him
he
up
has
in-
no boxing.
His chin's in the
skill.
air.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Like he's always there
The
to.
water.
But I don't know, like that whole issue, it's hard as an outsider to really wrap your head around that and assume too much because who knows what kind of politics are taking place? Is it true? Is it
It
not
could be
true?
behind the doors paying
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
like you don't know. Like,
Now, in my mind, though, regardless of whether or not it was true, stylistically, I think it still ends in the same result.
Yeah. See, you know me and my conspiracy theories. So I was watching this deal on Devin Haney the
Yeah.
other day. So in his last 4 or 5 fights, he kept saying at the weigh-ins, you'll look, read his lips, he kept saying, you're too small.
Yeah.
You're too small. He kept coming in overhydrated in every
Yeah.
one of his fights.
Yeah.
He was almost, if not heavier, he was almost heavier than Ryan Garcia in this fight.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. He
Yeah.
actually came in heavier
Yeah,
than
and
him
then
on
the
fight
Regis
night.
fight, he was at he came in at 165.
I just think stylistically, if they were to fight again, regardless of whether or not he takes anything, he doesn't, it's still going to end up in the same result. Because what you saw was a bigger Ryan, and even if it was because of that or not, regardless, I think he'll come forward. He still has size. He's not
Yes.
a small guy, and he's willing. He knows Haney ain't got respectable power to keep him off him,
That is true.
and so it's only a matter of time for that very fast left hook lands.
Man,
So
I think one of the fastest.
So I see the same result regardless. Whatever happens, I would still see the same outcome. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So
He couldn't stop that hook.
no, you couldn't. There was no
Who do you
answer
think
for
has
it.
a faster hook, Roy Jones Jr. or Ryan Garcia?
Dang, that's a good question.
I don't know.
Man.
I never
Uh,
thought
Roy
about
Jones
that.
had a very fast
Yeah, he
hook.
did.
Ooh.
He would be like, God.
Yeah,
You're like, what?
I think what Ryan Garcia may have the faster hook, but the more creative and crafty hook was Roy Jones Jr.
And
That's
he
why
was
his landed a lot.
He
Yeah.
was hitting you from some crazy
Yeah, yeah,
angles.
yeah,
His
yeah,
hands down and then, bruh.
Yeah.
Because it's not always about speed; it's about timing.
Exactly.
And
precision.
and how crafty he was with it is why it was a high connection rate with it too.
Right.
He also threw his punches at an angle too. Sometimes he wouldn't throw like a hook. He would throw it like this.
Yep.
Boom.
Because that left hook wasn't landing on Tank.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Tank kept ducking
At the
it,
same
and
time, Tank was down there too. That's why like size
Yeah.
makes a big difference too.
I saw a TikTok about Tank talking about that. He's like, it really didn't have nothing to do with no drugs or nothing like that. Cause he was saying basically what you're saying, it was gonna be the same outcome because of the stylistically. He couldn't dodge that hook, and Tank said, I was telling y'all, the hook is all he got. The hook is all he got. If you watch the hook, you'll win the fight. And that's all Tank did was watch out for the hook. There it goes, boom.
And then found that body.
There it comes again, boom.
And I noticed that
Good. All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, I see the same result with Ryan and Haney. If it were to ever go back again, I doubt it ever happens again.
I don't think so.
I heard they changed his the loss to an open now.
Yeah.
And,
Is that true?
Yes, they did that, and also Ryan's banned for 1 year, and they keep saying that they're gonna fight whenever his ban is up. And I want to say that Devin Haney even tweeted that he's gonna retire for a year or two until Ryan comes back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, probably because he knows a lot of people would probably say, like, think about it. Let's say they do fight a year later after a Ryan suspension. Haney wins. You know, the first thing they're gonna say, well, Ryan was inactive, you weren't.
Right. Exactly.
And you took full advantage of that, and that's the only reason you agreed to the fight.
And see, he also sued Ryan because he's saying that if Ryan wouldn't have took the PEDs or whatever, that he would have won the fight and he could have made more money for his next fight. You know, just
He doesn't win that case,
No,
bro.
man.
Like, because I just there's so much assumptions in that. I don't want to spend time talking too much about that bullshit, but
I know.
but anyway, just to rewind it back. So, when it was all said and done, how many amateur fights did you have?
I had 125.
Damn, 125 amateur fights.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And you fought the nationals and everything throughout that time?
I fought. I went to I went to the state Golden Gloves twice. I lost in the one right before the finals. Semifinals. And then I lost against a dude that I already had beat before. So it was just like some bullshit.
So did you ever do the Junior Olympics and stuff?
I did fight in the Junior Olympics in 20. Honestly, don't even remember the year, bro. It was so fucking long ago. But they flew. We drove out to Colorado, and we all went as a team, as a Texas team, and we stayed in some college dorms. It was lit, bro. It was crazy. They paid for everything. We were, eating free meals.
Did you ever do the December nationals? Like the one at the end of the year, the big national that everybody does at the end of the year. It's in December.
Like National PAL?
No, just the actual USA Boxing National Tournament.
See, it was different back then.
Yeah.
Like they were doing like USA tournaments like in different states, right? And you would have to go to those tournaments to qualify to keep going. To get on
I remember,
to go to another tournament to fight to get on the USA team type shit. Yeah, it was a lot of fighting back then. It was way different.
So you
back
had
then.
125, you said?
Yeah.
How many of those did you win?
What do you mean?
What was your record? What was the amateur record at the end of the day?
I lost like 20-something fights.
At 100 and something? At 125?
Yeah.
That's still pretty damn good.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Considering the first 6 don't count. Hell yeah, that's pretty damn good, man.
Okay, and so you eventually turned pro.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. How did that happen? Who approached you? Or how did you end up just turning pro? How old were you when you turned pro?
I was 22 when I turned pro. And we weren't even going to turn pro because my dad, he wanted to fight Golden Gloves one last time.
Yeah.
So I didn't even want to fight anymore. I was about to quit boxing.
For real?
Yes.
Why?
I was about to quit because it was just like,
you tired of it?
I'm not fucking doing nothing with this, and I can't even hang out with my friends,
For real?
I'm trying to go do shit,
yeah.
I gotta starve,
So you were kind of burnt out from it?
I was burnt out, so I was because back then you could fight 4 times a month. Back then, it wasn't like it is now. There was way more tournaments, bro. So we were looking for tournaments in different cities.
So
Like,
it was just constant.
yes, we were fighting everywhere. We fought at the Texas games in Frisco.
Yeah.
We fought there. We won there. We fought everywhere, bro. National Pals in San Antonio, National Pals, California.
So you were pretty burnt out.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, I'm not trying to do this.
Sometimes, just stepping away for a while.
So how they convince you to go pro then?
So this is how it happened. I went to Golden Gloves for the last tournament. I told them, this is my last one. Like, after this, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I was fighting 123 at the time, but I didn't make weight. Yeah, I didn't make weight, so I had to fight at 132.
Yeah.
Because back then it was 123 and then 132, and it
Yeah.
was just like a huge gap.
Yeah, it's a big gap.
So I didn't make weight. I was at 125, so they moved me up to the next weight class, and I had to fight the dude all the guys at 132.
Yeah.
Bro, I was like, fuck, dog. These dudes are gonna be fucking big.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, fuck it. This is my last one anyway.
Yeah.
After this, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I did it. I fought. I ended up winning the damn tournament.
So, wait, so you went into this already saying that I'm done after this.
Pretty much. Like, I'm gonna quit after this. Like, I was just gonna give it one last fight.
Yeah.
And just to make them happy and just be like, that's it. And I'm done. So I ended up doing it, and I ended up winning the tournament. The first guy I fought was like, everybody was just looking at me like, oh, he's about to get his ass whooped. 'Cause the dude I fought was like way bigger, bro. Like, the muscle on him was crazy.
How old
bro.
are you at this point?
I honestly don't even remember.
Yeah.
Bro. Like, but
Do you think going into it with that mentality took the pressure off?
I was like 18, 19.
That's what I was gonna ask too.
But what's it?
I saying, like, going into it with that mentality, do you think that took the pressure off of it?
Yeah, it did.
It made it like less stressful.
It made me like less stressed out about it, because win or lose, I was done.
Right.
So I was like, in my head, I was like, bro, that's exactly what I said. In my head, I was like, fuck it.
That's interesting
matter.
because
No one
look,
knows.
my son, like, he's been boxing since he was 7, but
Yeah.
he's always tried to be a perfectionist. So when he would go into these fights, he'd have all of this pressure. But now that he's kind of been like more nonchalant about it, just going through the motions.
He's
and
fighting better now.
Man, he does his best, bro. You've seen him. He's just calm in there,
Smooth,
sharp, just, you know what I mean? But it's because he's not really mentally invested and emotionally like he used to. So that's interesting
But
that you
it's
say that.
clockwork.
Yeah.
It's programmed in him already.
Yeah, it's
So
interesting that
he
you say
already
that.
knows what to do.
Yeah.
So he's just letting his body take over.
Yeah.
Autopilot.
So that made a big difference, just that mentality?
Shit, I was in autopilot, bro, the whole fight.
For
I was
real?
like,
Seeing everything?
He was just shadow boxing. Someone just getting
dodging everything, bro. Like, the dudes were like, who is this guy? He ain't never fought like this.
That's so interesting in terms
And
of,
I ended up beating them, all 3 guys.
because usually that's a risk,
Yeah.
just
having
going
that type
there.
of mentality, not caring. So,
It's like you go through a flow state.
Yeah.
It's like, man, like an outer body experience.
but what it did is it took all the pressure, all the stress
did.
off is what it sounded like.
Yeah.
So you were probably less inclined to make mistakes because you weren't so stressed
I
about
didn't
it.
give a shit. It
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Damn.
It didn't matter. So I fought like the best. The best advice I would give a fighter is just don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
You trained, you done what you done. Just go in there and let your body take over.
Yeah.
It's gonna work. Everything's gonna work.
Yeah.
You
So you
know-
think a lot of guys get in there and they're overthinking?
Yes.
They do not understand how to be mentally prepared for it?
Facts.
Okay. Before we continue on the track of how he went pro, like that's just a great segue into this book right here. So one of the things that I started doing in my gym with my guys is I started assigning a book of the month.
Yeah.
But I've been very specific about it because, as you know, and this is what we're talking about, foundational to sports performance, to the physical performance, for just being, great at what you do, begins with your mind.
Absolutely.
And I've been around boxing gyms for a long time, and I see a lot of guys going through the motions, going through the drills, memorizing the drills, and so forth. But when it comes down to performance, or even sparring, or you put them in a situation, for some reason they don't perform as well, right? And I'm like, automatically we assume it's because they need to do that drill 1,000 more times.
Right.
But man, I've started to figure out that, man, it probably has nothing to do with the physical side of it. It's what's going on up here. A lot of these kids haven't, even of adults, haven't been taught to be mentally strong. What does it mean to be mentally strong?
Right.
What does it mean to be disciplined in your mind? Well, it means being able to have some more or less control of your emotions, understand how to channel your emotions, understand how to be patient, how to be disciplined, understand how to self-reflect, and really take an in-depth look at, what makes you tick, what doesn't, what impacts you in a negative way, what impacts you in a positive way. And so there's just a huge segment of our population, especially the younger guys, that don't even understand the beginning of how to be in, a mental, a healthy mental state, right? And so this first book that I assigned is called Mental Strength for Young Athletes by an individual named Hayden Ball. She's been an athlete her whole life, got a degree in kinesiology and sports psychology. And I'm like, okay, well, these are young guys. Some of them don't read a lot. Many of them need audiobooks. We talked about that. Let me start off with something very basic so I could begin introducing them to the concept of mental skills, developing mental skills. And I found her book to be a very easy read. And so I assigned it to these young guys. And we just started it. But I'm really excited about the conversations that I'm going to have with these young athletes about mental skills.
Because boxing is 90% mental. So
Every sport is a huge mental, you know what I mean? Yeah. Life in general, you have to be mentally prepared to just go into life.
You got to think about it before you can do it.
Yeah.
That was a big part of why my pro career didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Because I wasn't mentally prepared for it yet.
Oh, so how did it?
So yeah, let's walk back to that then. So
after the Golden Gloves, we were like, I told my dad, I want to turn pro.
Yeah.
Because I won.
So you went from not giving a damn.
I ended up fighting the state Golden Gloves, and I lost a close fight. And it just got me like back into it. I was like, oh, I'm cold. Like I'm like, let's go pro. Like I was like, I think I can do it. I feel like I'm prepared. I put in the years. I put in the time. I've been, fighting against all these top dudes. Like, you've seen me, and he's like, you know what? Let's do it. And he finally just agreed with me. So we were looking for fights. We were dry for like 3 months. Nobody wanted to sign us. Nobody was looking at us. And then we saw this show called the Undercard on CW33, on Channel 33. And we were watching that shit, and we were like, damn, this is a pretty dope show. Like, Maurice Hooker, Mighty Mo Hooker was on there.
Shout out to Maurice, yeah.
My homie Fernando was on there. Marco was on there. We had a lot of great talent on there. Frankie Agnew. We had a lot of great guys on there. It was a great show, and I seen these dudes putting in that work, and they're running in my hood and shit. In Dallas, literally, the bridge down the street. I'm like, that's dope. That shit was inspiring. I was like, damn, that shit would be lit to get on that show.
So how'd you get on?
I just spoke it into existence, bro. Like, the way I got on was one of my buddies, the dude actually I beat in the Golden Gloves, invited me down to a sparring session. And I went down to Maple Boxing Gym for a sparring session.
Maple Avenue.
Yes.
Got it,
And I sparred Frankie Agnew. This dude was a national champion and, national pals and all that. He was like ranked, on the USA and stuff. So I ended up sparring him in front of the promoter, and the promoter, they liked the way I fought. They were just like, They liked the way I fought.
Yeah.
So we went back home, and, we were chilling. The next day, they called me, and they're like, hey, how would you like to fight this guy off of our TV show? It's his pro debut. We know it's your pro debut. How would you like to set up that match? And we were like, yeah, let's do it, but what weight are we fighting at? And they wanted me to fight at it was a match bout. I think it was at 130.
Yeah.
And I was fighting 126.
Yeah.
I was fighting 123 actually. And I was moving up to 130 to fight this guy.
Yeah.
So I was much smaller, but it's not like I hadn't done that before anyway. So
Right. At the end of the day, it's just a fight.
Let's get it. So we signed the contract. Went up there. We fought him at K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center. It was a good card. I ended up upsetting him, beating him.
Man.
And on national television. And then, they called me the next day and they were like, hey, how would you like to be on the show? We like you, and, we think you would be a great fit. So I did it.
Man.
I got signed to them. And
Did they pay good?
Yes. So they're setting up all my fights. I didn't have to go looking for no
Yeah.
fights.
Like your manager.
Basically, yes.
That's what's up.
So like,
So were you fighting every year, multiple times a year?
I was
or-
fighting multiple times a year, like 2-3 times.
2-3 times.
Yeah, he had fights set up already. I was
So
like,
were they hitting, setting up your training camp and stuff like that?
Yes, I was training with them and everything in their gym, Maple Boxing Gym.
Okay.
So
Maple Ave, right? Maple Ave?
Maple Avenue Boxing Gym. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was training there, and the guy that owned it at the time, he was promoting all of us.
Yeah.
So it was all his shows, all his money going into it, going into us. He was paying for all of our equipment, you know, our health, the dentist, all this stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, keep us right. And, you know, I was fine with him for a while, but then, you know, some shit happened. They really just left me out of a fight for like a whole year.
Well, why though? What led to that?
The dude was going through some tax problems, so he had to deal with his tax problems and didn't really put no time into the fighters that he already had signed. So basically, we had to go look for our own fights, but still had to go through him.
Because y'all were on contract.
Yeah, so I was like,
So you couldn't fight a fight unless he.
authorized and he got the portion of the money from it.
God.
So I was just like,
King that shit, man.
so I was like, fuck, I'm fucked pretty
Yeah.
much for a whole year. So, you know.
But you were out there looking for fights?
I was.
And did
out
you
there.
find some and then it went
I
through him and
did,
he'd be
but
like, no?
But yeah, it would be like
So he would
that.
say no? Why would he say no if he couldn't get him?
He just felt like they weren't matched perfect. You know, they were
Yeah.
trying to give me bullshit fights. You know, I was getting bullshit fights. I was
So
a B-side.
at this point.
Because I was back to
Oh,
B-side.
you were a B-side on all your fights?
I was back to B-side after I couldn't find no fights for a whole year.
How many fights did you have at this point? Pro fights?
So I think I already had like 5.
You won them all?
Yeah, I was 5-0.
Damn.
No. I lost one.
Yeah.
I lost my third fight.
Yeah.
I was 2-1,
Yeah.
and then I won my my next 2.
Yeah.
So I was like, what, 5-1,
Yeah.
6 fights.
Yeah.
And then I ended up, well, just getting into it with him, and you know we didn't want to work with him no more. So like, he ended up getting us 2 more fights though. I'm not gonna lie.
Even after y'all got into it?
Like trying to make up for it. And
Yeah,
shit.
trying to make up, but you know it's just like I already burned out, and I wasn't, because I was training for a whole year.
Yeah.
So I burned out, no fights,
Damn.
and I was like, fuck.
Were you saying like in weight that whole year?
Yes,
Oh,
dog. Like,
shit,
cause I
bro.
had to be prepared if they called me like,
Like,
hey, we
last
have a
second.
fight for you. Let's go. Come on, sign it.
Dang.
That's
I was
stressful.
ready. I was on go, bro. I was on go, but I couldn't find shit that whole year. And so it pretty much burned me out, and I didn't want to do it no more.
And how many fights did you have at this time? We said he ended up giving you 3 more.
Yeah.
So you ended up at the end of the day having what, 8 fights, 9 fights?
I was no, I was 7 and
Yeah.
7 and 2.
Yeah.
No. So I was like probably 5-1, and then
Yeah.
he gave me 2 more fights, and I was
So all your pro fights were all through him.
yeah. My very last fight I lost.
Yeah.
The one right before I like stopped boxing for a certain amount of time, and then we here.
And then so you decided at that point that did you quit for a little bit or?
Yeah, take some time off because my
Yeah.
mind was not right. My mind was like scrambled up. What I
Yeah.
want to do in my life, I lost.
Well, you said earlier that you weren't mentally prepared
That's
to go
a-
pro. Talk to me about that. I'm curious, what you mean by that.
I was still a child, bro.
Yeah.
I was 19. No, I was 22, but like I still had kid mentality, bro. I was like fucking around,
Yeah.
being out, and staying out late,
Right. Not taking it
drinking and
serious.
shit.
Yeah.
Hitting
Not
the, bro, hitting the strip clubs, bro. Like just enjoying my time,
Right.
like, cause I know eventually all this is gonna go away.
Yeah,
so I was
yeah.
like, I gotta enjoy it while I got it. So I was turning up,
Yeah.
Treating it like a job, just treating it like a hobby.
having fun, man,
I feel you.
and just enjoying life. And then, I wasn't putting in the work like I used to, and my mindset was getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Being around the wrong crowds and shit. I had to figure myself out. So I took some time off, and during that time I took off, I got into music.
Okay.
And so
So you weren't already into music.
no, so look, the thing is, music, I had been doing music when I was like young, like maybe like I started when I was 14.
Yeah.
And I did it for like 14 to 15, and then like stopped making it because I was like, this shit's trash. I was like, nah, I gotta admit that shit to myself. This shit's trash, So I was just like,
Okay.
let that go and just kept doing my boxing shit all the way until about when I retired, and then
So when
I
was
was
your
like,
last fight?
it
What
was
year?
23, 6 years.
Okay.
6 years ago. So you've been inactive for 6 years?
Yes.
in terms of competition?
competition-wise. But
You've been sparring and
been
training.
sparring and training. So I've been traveling and sparring in different states by myself. Like, so what I did was I made my front seat. I took my front seat out and I made my car like a bed. Like I bought a mattress, all that shit. So like I would travel by myself,
Yeah.
and I'll take all my sparring gear and just go to like. So I just traveled to California and I was up there at Freddie Roach's.
So you would
gym.
just drive.
Bro, I would just drive. Next spot, who we sparring?
So wait a minute. So
I don't give a fuck who it is.
So even though you're not, boxing pro fights, you weren't boxing pro fights anymore. You
I
had
was
stopped.
sparring pros.
You said in your mind, well, you were like, well, I still want to get out there and spar.
Yeah, it's still a passion of mine.
Yeah,
I still love boxing,
yeah.
so it's like whether I'm fighting or not, I love this shit.
So you
it's
would you call people and make connects, or just pull up, or how did that
I
work?
would just pull up. And
You would just
be
go
like,
to
"Who
random
you got?"
gyms.
Like, at this weight, and I'll
man,
just
he
be
pull
like,
up in the
I'll
Honda
spar
with the-
whoever you.
No coach, no nothing.
No coach, no nothing.
Damn. You got to be an interesting story of somewhere you pulled up and.
I sparred at what's that one gym? 10 Guzman boxing gym.
Okay.
That's where
yeah.
Ryan would go a lot.
Right.
Mayweather would go a lot.
Yeah,
Tank and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, so I sparred there.
You just pulled up.
Yeah, I pulled up. That was the first day.
They throw you to the wolves or just like,
I broke them down.
no.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad. I mean, I outskilled them. And
Damn.
so after that day, I got some respect from them.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, bro, you a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Much
Yeah,
respect to you,
yeah.
and let's get a picture and all that. And,
Mhm.
Had to earn
they
that
they,
shit.
they
hell
showed
yeah.
me hella love there at Tim Guzman. And then I went out to Garcia.
Was it Tim or Joe Guzman? It's Joe Guzman, right?
Well, the name is Tim Guzman
Oh, okay,
for the
yeah.
gym.
Because Joe
But I
Guzman is
think
the one
that's
that
his-
trained Ryan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. Ryan was in his camp for like
they had
1 or 2 fights or
That's
something.
where Diego Corrales.
Yeah.
That's who he was training with too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you pulled up, sparred, it went well, and then
Good. And then went along with my day. I was staying in my car.
Damn.
Yeah.
so you just would sleep in the car.
I'll sleep in the car. You know, I have a little power generator in my trunk.
man.
Damn.
So, hey, by any means necessary, man. So
Any
that's
means
what's up.
necessary.
Just on the road
bro.
sparring.
So no excuses to anybody out there, man. Go follow your dreams. No excuses.
Just pulling up sparring.
Exactly. So I pulled up to Garcia's boxing gym. Not Robert Garcia, but
Yeah.
his brother. He has a gym in where's it at? It's not Oxnard.
Mikey's or
It's in not Mikey.
no?
He has another brother.
Right.
But what is it? It's not Robert Garcia.
Nah, Robert's the main one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the main
yeah.
one. But he has another brother,
Yeah.
and he has his own gym.
Yeah.
And I have a buddy that's from Dallas. and
Yeah.
He's actually training up there.
Yeah.
So I just pulled up on him, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Hey, bro, you trying to get some work?
Yeah.
Like, I know you.
Yeah.
Y'all have some
That's your foot
fighters
in the
there."
door. Hell yeah.
So I went up there, sparred them. That was a tougher sparring, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There are dogs out there, bro.
Yeah.
They hit hard like a motherfucker. They're more skilled, so it
Yeah.
was a tougher sparring session. I sparred 2 guys, my buddy and another guy that was there. We did like six rounds.
6 rounds apiece.
Yeah, no, I did 6 rounds, like 3 and 3.
Okay.
And then, I was all fucked up after that sparring session. My fucking nose was swollen.
For
It
real?
was like this, bro, like swollen, dog.
3-minute rounds?
Yeah, 3 minute. Yeah.
Fuck.
30-second rest.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Getting that work.
it was crazy.
Well, you had no coach with you.
No coach with me.
So when you would go places, would they take care of you, or
Yeah,
it'd be
they'll
like,
help me.
or they'd be
they'll
like,
give me a guy and then be
Okay.
like, and I would ask him if he could give me
Yeah.
water and stuff. But like,
but they
I didn't know who he was. Or,
So it's not like they. Did you ever feel like, man, they're not really gonna take care of me, like I'm one
I
of their
didn't
own?
give a shit.
You was
Because
just
my
there for it.
mentality was like, it didn't matter who was with me. Like, I'm in here by myself.
Do you feel like that got you in trouble in certain situations, or?
Never.
Huh.
I feel like it develops that dog mentality. It develops that you can be by yourself no matter where you're at, and you have that confidence.
It's kind of like what they always say. No matter what in life, nobody's gonna really help you. You got to do it yourself. If you're gonna put in the work, you got to do it yourself. So you went out there and did it yourself. No
Right.
trainer, no coach. No coach. Nobody in your corner. No. Damn, man.
I mean, that
Good.
says a lot, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm just like, I would never want one of my guys to go out there on their own, because I just feel like nobody's gonna take care of you the way I take care of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
They'll throw
Like,
you to the wolves.
yeah,
As soon as you
yeah.
get in there,
Because
wow.
at the same time, you know how this works.
That's the crazy thing is,
Yeah.
though, I wanted them to.
Yeah.
I wanted them to throw me to the wolves and see how I came out of it.
Yeah.
If I came out stronger, if I came out weaker, and I came out stronger every time.
Well, no, I commend you for that. My only, because I'm a coach, and this is the only reason I think about this, just playing the devil's advocate for a little bit, I guess. I just think about what makes a coach so important in boxing and fighting is maybe they could see certain things that you don't see.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
And then they give you what's called the insights. Hey, I'm seeing this. Are you seeing it too? No, I'm not. But now that you told me about it, right? In those situations, who's in your corner to share with you those insights?
That clarity.
My mind.
You know what I'm saying? So you were like literally on your own with no oversight, no insight from any external important person in your life. And that's got to be tough.
Yeah, but it helped me like come up with shit on the fly because I was like coming up. I was just going through my fucking log of moves that I had.
Did you ever?
From all the years? I was like, I'm doing the
God.
fucking side over hook. I'm doing the step back check hook.
That's interesting too
uppercut,
because like,
I'm walking them to the ropes, bro. I was
So
using
really, it was trial and error. You
everything.
learned off of trial and error.
Yeah, it's basically.
he said he was going back to his log. He's talking, referring to his experience and like, not to keep quoting this book, but I've read a chapter in here where a big part of the self-reflection of an athlete is looking back on prior experience and having a log of the different strategies and techniques that you used in the different situations. And when you self-reflect, if you actually take the time to go through that log, I guess what you mean is like a mental log. You didn't write anything down or anything like that, just a mental log? She was actually talking about writing it down, but like, almost the same thing. Like that's what, really we're talking about experience.
Yeah.
Right? If you actually reflect on that experience, and it sounds like he did, well, you had no choice.
I had no choice.
Yeah.
It was just.
So was anybody like, were you training by yourself too? No, nobody was doing pad work with you, or?
I was asking them for pad work and they would help me out. Like they were cool. Like that's what I'm saying. That like once they saw me spar, it was just.
So
all
you just
love
didn't want to
after that.
coach or anything, or?
No.
Damn.
Cause I feel like this
A part of me wants to say, man, I commend you.
This is
Another
why I
part of me
felt-
wants to say, you stubborn piece of shit. The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, why would you do some shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got me kind of on. I'm not sure what to think about you right now, Carlos. Like, part of me wants to just choke you, but the other part's like, man, I commend you.
And you came out on top though, so that's what's up, man.
So after the second sparring session at Garcia's, I chilled out for like a day or two, and then I went to Freddie Roach.
After the nose,
Oh, it was still swollen.
was it broke?
No, it wasn't broke, but I think I probably fucked it up.
You never went to the doctor?
Nah, I never go to the doctor.
Okay, so you so you went to the gym after a day to spar again?
Yeah.
God.
At the.
This is why you need a coach, because you know how I would have told him? I was like, that shit swole. Sit your ass down for the next 3, 4, 5 days, because you want to keep doing this, right?
Yep.
So I sparred at Freddie
Gotta
Roach's
preserve,
gym.
man.
After I sparred at Freddie Roach's gym.
You pulled up on Wild Card.
Yeah.
In LA, right?
Yeah. I trained and I sparred there. And then Freddie Roach was just like, he was watching me the whole time, and he was just like, damn, this kid's fucking actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
he's got a lot of experience, he could tell. And so he's like, hey, let me talk to you. And he kind of talks really slow. He's
Well, I
like,
know, it's Freddie, right? Yeah. At these stages, we talked about him last time.
Shout out to Freddie.
Fed out, Freddie.
I have a guy that's, coming tomorrow.
Is that how he said it?
Exactly. He said it like that. I don't know.
Is that your best impression?
That's fast for Freddie.
He's like,
You're Nat, you fucked up for that.
he was just like, I don't know. Maybe you might want to come and spar.
One of his pros?
and Maybe they might want to sign you.
That's Freddie. That's a good Freddie Roach
and
impression.
and then,
It is.
And then I was just like, I was like, man.
So he was throwing you a bone there.
Basically, he
Yeah.
was saying like,
What's up, man?
he believed that I can beat that guy that they were trying to sign.
Freddie's a good dude, though,
And the
man.
thing is, he knew that I would beat that guy's ass and they'd want to sign me. But
Yeah.
the thing was, I had busted my shit the day before, and my nose was just like straight swollen, dog. Like I knew if I got
Did
hit,
Freddie see that?
he saw it.
He didn't say
but-
nothing
but
about it? He's like-
I mean, he's just asking me if I want to, and
Yeah.
I could say no or yes, and I was just like, you know what, Freddie, like, thank you for the opportunity, but I don't know because my nose is, it's a little swollen right now.
Yeah.
Let me get back to you tomorrow, and I'll
Yeah.
let you know if I can make it. He was like, oh, all right, okay. And then that was it.
You need at least a week after a
Yeah,
nose.
Yeah. We left
You know
it
what I
at
mean?
that.
Yeah.
I ended up not even, going because I was just like, I'm not going to waste this time. I'm not going to spar.
Was it because of your injury?
Yes.
Okay, well that's smart.
I was going to hurt myself.
Yeah.
So I
That was good to look out for yourself.
I had to, I still know better.
Yeah,
still.
you know
like,
your
I'm like,
boundaries.
nah.
So you left LA
I left LA.
and went back home, or?
Went back home and
Recuperated.
Recuperated.
Rest. I see.
Damn, so you would be on the road,
yep.
Damn, man. I give you props, man. I give you
sleeping in the car.
And I actually drove to Houston too, and Jay
Yeah.
Prince's gym.
Yeah.
I didn't get no sparring there. They didn't have nobody to spar.
Yeah.
Like literally when I went, they weren't on training camp or nothing like that.
Okay.
So there was really like nobody there. It's probably like 3 or 4 guys training,
Damn, just in the open.
and they were big dudes. So,
Yeah.
they weren't trying to spar me. So
Did you get to meet anybody?
I met Jay Prince there.
Okay.
He pulled up, and he was watching me hit the bag, and he liked the way, like he wasn't looking at nobody else. He was just watching me hit the bag, and I was just like, that says a lot.
Yeah.
He saw
Yeah,
something.
you got to do something to get Jay Prince's
I
attention.
wonder if he's in that same director's chair that he was in.
Bro, I went to Jay Prince. I went over there 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. Like I walk in, it's a closed sparring session, and I'm like, okay, my brother, he makes a lot of contacts and he gets us in places. I don't know how he does it, but he does.
Yeah.
And so I walk in, and again, it's close sparring. As soon as I walk in, I look to my right. I'm like, oh shit, that's Shakur Stevenson right to my right. I look to the left, it's Andre Ward. A few minutes later, Jay Prince comes walking in. And so, but it's real awkward in there because it's like, it ain't like it's a bunch of handshakes and hugs because they
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
more
you.
just business
So
type
we just, we go, we get to the corner, we mind our own business. I'm telling Milo and my son to warm up because my son sparred there too.
Yeah.
And they're just warming up. We're doing our own thing. Nobody really talking to us. And then my brother's like, fuck this. I'm going to go talk to Andre Ward.
No, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I would have did the same shit. Oh, that's Andre Ward. We don't get another
And trust me, Andre Ward is, to me, he's one of the GOATs, like one of my favorite. Like, man, I love Andre Ward. But I'm like, I'm not going to go bother this man. He's obviously here on business and stuff. But my brother, you know how Pat is.
I would have did it.
Pat don't care. One of his goals in life is to get as many pictures as possible with important people with his fist up like this. That's what he said. So he goes, fuck this, I'm going to talk to Andre Ward. I'm like, God, leave that man alone. But he's over there chopping it up. And then he goes over and he taps Jay Prince on the shoulder. I'm like, God damn it, he's talking to him. Before you know it, he's talking to everybody. But, me and you were talking about this whenever we met in Oak Cliff, and it's like, you know what, like, you just got to get out there and show up. Make the calls, slide in the DMs. You got to show up.
Have belief in yourself.
You got to show up. And part of that showing up, you can't just think about it. You can't just imagine it. You can't. Look, again, quoting this book again, she talks about visualization, actually seeing yourself doing that in which you want to do. What you want to come to fruition, you got to mentally play that out in your head first.
Absolutely.
And so, like, if you want to be somewhere, if you want to see people, you want to be in those environments, have those man, it's one thing to see it in your head and visualize it, but the next step is execution, though.
Yes.
Like, they teach this I teach this in boxing, and it's not of me. I got it from the USA Boxing Clinic. But they say there's 3 phases to an attack. Phase 1 is prepare. Prepare means you're actually calculating in your mind what you're going to do. Is it going to be a 1-2? Is it going to be a 3-2? Is it going to be a 1-1-2? Whatever it is, you're calculating it. You're thinking about it. You're looking at your opponent. You're in that opportunity, and you're actually going to you're not operating off instincts.
Right.
Because we said that gets you in trouble.
Have a game plan.
That's crazy. I operate a lot off the instinct.
And you shouldn't, right? Because all of that training is so that you could have the actual muscle memory and experience to think about that in which you're going to do, not instincts.
You say you operate off of instincts, but also you said a while ago that you was going back into your law. You know what I mean? So if you're going back into
so
your
there's
law,
a
you're really not.
but he's also like, when he's in the ring, what are you thinking about before you engage?
Right. Yeah.
And so phase 1 is prepare. It's actually calculating what you're going to do, right?
Yeah.
So that said, what do you think phase 2 is?
Attacking.
It's execute. You got to actually do it, because you'd be surprised how many people, and this is the definition of procrastination, by the way, how many people think about what they want to do, daydream about what they want to do, plan about what they want to do, strategize about what they want to do, and then when it comes to do it, they don't do it.
Yep.
because maybe it's fear of making a mistake or failure, and so you don't do it. They don't want to take the risk. But the whole purpose of the prepare phase is to take the calculated. It is a risk, but it's calculated, of course.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's phase 2, and then phase 3, of course, is defend. It's like once you're done, well, you gotta account for what are the consequences of your execution, right? And so, but you account for that too. So, anyways, that's the only reason I actually bring that up, is because like it's not enough to dream about, oh, I want this to happen, or I want to see myself here, or I want to see this talking to these people. I can't just talk about it.
Yeah.
I gotta show up, slide into DMs, pick up the phone. Yeah, I might get no's, I might get kicked out, I might be uncomfortable where I walk in and they're looking at me like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
But you're never gonna know unless you actually just show up, you know?
Yeah. To be honest, like you saying those 3 things right there, the one with the calculating.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed to hear that for some reason. I felt like I needed to hear that. So when I get in there in the gym again, like, and I spar again, I'm just gonna be thinking about.
And you
that.
should. And here's why you should. To Joe's point, and this is what you picked up on, and this is why you should, because you have that log, that backlog of experience. So you should be able to calculate more than a lot of guys. Because you could only calculate based off of what limited knowledge you have.
You have 125.
Yeah.
And just in your amateur.
And then 8 fights.
No, 9 fights, right? In the
7 and 2, 9 fights.
Yeah, 9 fights in a pro. So you got plenty of experience.
But just showing up, bro. Like when I met him, and that's how he ended up on the show. And when I met him, like I'm like, who you here with? Oh, I just showed up. You know what I mean? Like I just came to spar, you know. Yeah, I know some. He's like, yeah, I know some of these guys, but no coach, no nothing. And then we were watching him just chop into the body in there, just chop. First, I wasn't paying attention because I'm like, you know, I'm just paying attention to my guys, but I couldn't help but to notice Carlos just eating the body up. And then Milo goes, he said he ain't got no coach. You got to get him over there, Joe. But you know, that says a lot, you know, like to hear that you went as far as getting in your car, making it somewhat of recreational vehicle.
Turn this car into a Hontel 6. You know what I mean?
It's so do-it-yourself, fucking
props, bro.
recreational van. But got on the road, and that's exactly what he was doing. Like again, so many people need to hear this. It's man, like the definition of procrastination is knowing that in which you can do and what the outcome may be, but never actually doing it.
Yeah, the determination.
Yeah.
And the self-belief and it's nothing but admirable.
And I think we're just afraid, like what you said, I think a lot of us are just afraid of failure though, right? It's like, I think about this so hard, I dream about it so hard, I want it so much, but what if I try and it don't happen?
That's the thing. That's what I had to get past. That goes as far as the mental thing.
Yeah.
I had to go back, rethink everything, and see how far I've come, and see how far I still have to go, and realize why would I come this far just to come this far
and not even try?
Absolutely. Sometimes it takes that setback for a major
so
comeback.
And the thing is, most guys that walk into a boxing gym uninvited, at least you have your coach there with you. We're doing this. It's more of a we're doing this together.
Right.
Because I believe in you, believe in me. Let's figure this out.
Somebody lean on.
But he was doing this on his damn own.
Shit, he's like 0-1 deep. That's what's up, man.
I feel like you gotta do it now because I'm only getting older.
Yeah.
31, so I'm like, fuck it. Again, the same mentality.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to lose and everything to gain. It don't matter who you put in front of me. I'm gonna give them the toughest fucking fight they've ever been in.
Yeah.
Because of my experience.
So I'm interested in hearing about what your goals are, though, right? A part of calculating and not operating off instincts is, okay, what is my goal? And you need to have some self-reflection to really understand your goals. That's not the easiest question to ask somebody, by the way.
Right.
Hey, what are your goals? Because normally some people could answer that question really fast.
Yeah.
But I always caution people, take your time before you answer that.
It depends on how in-depth you're
I know
going.
mine.
Self-reflect. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's my goal, to be happy.
And
Boxing makes me happy.
So what do you want to see yourself doing? Fighting pro, or you're okay with just sparring and being in situations, or continuing to fight pro fights? Pick up where you left off.
I'm letting God lead me.
like
So
that.
whatever God has planned for me, He's gonna point me in the right direction. He's already doing it. He's been doing it.
Yeah.
For like 2 years now,
Wow.
I've been getting myself back into shape. I lost 45 pounds.
45 pounds?
Yes, sir.
Wait. How much did you weigh?
I was weighing like 180 something, fool. Like I was up there.
Bro, I weigh 200 pounds.
Man, I can't lie. I graduated high school at 225.
I can't see Joe
Oh, dude,
225.
I was fat.
You really did look like Bubba Sparks.
My brother used to, real talk, dude. My brother used to hit me with the same joke every time we had dinner. He'd be like, "Hey man, you got something on your chin." I'm like, "No, your other chin." Your other chin.
So
Dude, it took me like 4 chins before I realized. I'm like, oh, fuck
You really
you,
did look like
oh,
Bubba
Damn,
Sparks.
that's
It's getting ugly in here,
You
in
started
here.
eating right or
Nah, man, really.
working out and stuff?
Kind of like what you said, man. So I grew up loving boxing, but my mom was overprotective, which, as a parent, understandably so.
Yeah.
Man, I love boxing so much. I would watch it on Telemundo on Channel 23.
Yeah,
Bro, I used to love that shit.
Bro.
Did you pick up some Spanish watching it?
Excelente. But no, so my childhood best friend, his dad was a amateur Golden Gloves boxer. And when we go over there, he would like teach us stuff and like, hey, mijo, when you when he throws this, you.
He said, "Mijo, hit you with the mijo."
Yeah.
Because I just fell in love with it, and we put the gloves on to spar and stuff like that. And I always wanted to have an amateur fight before I turned 30.
Yeah.
Well, life happens, man. Ran into some sickness and stuff, and overcame some obstacles. And man, I'm 34. I'll be 34 this year, but I'm still gonna have an amateur fight, or probably 2 of them before I get too old, man.
I'm gonna let you know now, bro. 30 is not
Nah,
old.
it's not old.
30 is like
Thank you.
Yeah.
30 is like
It's the new 20, baby.
it's the new 20 for sure, bro.
Somebody give me a mirror.
It's the new 20, bro. Like if you take care of yourself, your 30s is it's just like your 20s, but you're smarter. You're not
30's the
making
new
dumb
20.
mistakes
I
anymore.
like it.
So-
And man, you're so right. Like I've learned so much since I've gotten older. Like not even just about life, but just everything in general. You know what I mean? Like before, when I used to go in there and just spar for fun with my friends, I just go in there just to see who could knock out who. You know what I mean? But now you go in there calculated. I take the time to slow things down and shit like that.
Strategy
You know?
and shit.
Yeah.
So when did you lose? So when were you last 200 and something pounds?
So I graduated 225. I got a night job and it messed up my.
Looking like Paul Blart and shit.
Bro,
security.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Night
That's
jobs,
exactly what
yeah.
happened to me.
Man, it messes up your appetite. It messes up your appetite.
Bro, that's what happened to me.
Because you wake up and you're like, man, like.
You're calorie deficient.
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Well, like you stop eating.
Vitamin C deficient.
You see the sunlight.
It's like I worked the night shift, so I was 1 a.m. to 9
Yeah.
a.m. 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. So around like 9, 10. Yeah, please. Yeah, around 9, 10, I would stop eating. So that shit lost me a lot of weight.
Yeah, Coca-Cola, actually, we don't have any. We got
Yeah, that's
beer
fine.
or water. I'm
Yeah, I'll
so
take
sorry,
it.
man.
Appreciate you.
You want a beer? I should. Getting over the sickness, my bad.
You had a Coke?
Nah, so we ran out of water.
Oh.
How does a boxing gym run out of water?
Oh, trust me, bro. We run out of water so much.
Oh, I got one. I'm pretty sure.
Oh. So wait, so Joe, you were last 200 and something pounds when?
So
I can't see it, man. I can't
Dude,
see Terrell
oh,
Joe being
man, we'll post
looking
some
like
pictures.
Bubba Sparks.
Oh, bro, it was better than Bubba
crazy.
Sparks, man. It was like I looked like Precious if she was a dude, you know what I mean? In white, you know. But yeah, it was bad. Him with a bottle of
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, my brother used to mess with me all the time, man. He used to be like, man, do jumping jacks with your shirt on. Stuff like that. Like, send my milkshake brings over there. Dude, my brother used to be an asshole.
I would have loved to see that.
But, I still got it on video.
All right.
But it's on OnlyFans, so shout out. But no, so I just started getting in shape, man. We started playing basketball in the summer. And I started playing basketball with a weight vest on. Then I got back into boxing. And man, when I got back into boxing, it just that's something I can work out and not feel like I'm working out it because I love it, you know. And then man, I made my own heavy bag. I took some semi tires and just bolted them together.
Man, look. One
Made
thing
my own
about
heavy
Joe,
bag.
he's like He's the definition of a DIY do-it-yourself guy.
Absolutely, man.
He makes everything, man.
MacGyver?
Like, yeah.
Absolutely. My wife hates it because she'll be like, "Oh my God, babe, look at this." I'm like, "Don't worry, I can make it. Don't worry about it. I can make it. Give me some bacon. We got it."
So you were 180 something,
Yeah.
and you decided, okay, I'm gonna get back in shape. How did you get out of shape in the first place? You weren't active at this time in the gym, at the boxing gym, or you weren't sparring no more?
I was doing music at the time.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You know, doing music, I really didn't need to work
Getting your
out
big pun
anymore,
on.
and I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't even thinking about working out anymore.
Right.
But I was actually staying kind of slim because, you know, I was still performing and sweating, and it would still be a little workout. A little
You
bit.
realize that is a workout, you know,
So-
working the crowd and stuff.
It was keeping me, you know, mid, okay, but I wasn't running, so
It was enough to not let you blow up, but
basically,
not to keep you in
yeah,
shape. I see.
yeah, keep me like a good 170 for a while.
Man, I was in my best shape at 170. When he says that, I'm like, fuck, when I was 170, I was training with Big Sugar Ray, and I was in the best shape of my life.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
We had Big Sugar Ray on here like 2 weeks ago, and you know, when I trained under him, I was in the best shape of my life, and I was 174.
174.
But I guess I've always been like stocky and stuff though too though. That's why. I mean, but man, so all right, so like, what is the plan now then? Like, I know you say you're just trying to figure it out, seeing where God leads you. Like, are you wanting to fight pro again?
That's the
It's been
plan.
6 years, you said, since you've had a pro fight.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the inactivity has affected you, or you're just not sure yet, or?
I'm not sure yet
Yeah.
if it affected me yet, cause I mean, I'm in the gym sparring and
Yeah.
I'm doing these guys pretty bad. you
Good
know,
sparring, like good top-notch sparring.
top-notch sparring.
As of like here recently, the past year,
I just got some sparring with Ryan.
Ryan Garcia?
Yeah,
How long ago was this?
it's probably like it's a couple months back.
Oh, so this is when he was still preparing for Haney.
Dorno or Adorno.
Ryan Garcia was his last fight was Haney.
The fight before that.
Haney, then Tank.
Who did Ryan fight before Haney?
When,
He had a tune-up fight. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He had a tune-up. I can't remember
Yeah,
the
it
guy's
was an
name.
Hispanic guy. He
That's
was
how
a
irrelevant he is, I guess.
Mexican Olympian. Yeah, he was a Mexican Olympian.
Yeah. So, anyways, you sparred him while he was getting ready for that?
Yeah.
We're at a world class?
At
Because he was already with Derek James at that point.
Yep.
yeah.
So what, you just walked
He was
in?
fresh
or
with Derek James still.
how did you make that
was his
happen?
first camp with Derek James.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you make that happen?
I just hit up Derek James in,
Uh-huh.
in the messages, and he knew who I was.
Yeah.
He had seen me before.
He was like, yeah, come in here, give him some work.
Yeah, actually, Errol Spence came to my pro debut.
For real?
Yeah, he saw me.
So y'all go back.
We got a picture and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's a picture of Earl
I
Spence.
sparred
with
with Ryan.
Yeah.
And then I got some work with another guy.
So you got to do how many rounds with Ryan?
I did 4.
How did that go?
It was good. It was good.
How fast was that left
He's
hook?
strong, and that left hook is pretty.
Did you get hit with it? Did you
It's
get hit with
fucking
it?
Sneaky, yes.
You got hit with it?
I got hit with
It
it.
didn't drop you?
Nah.
How many times did you get hit with it?
He was sneaky with it. He got me a good like 4 or 5 times. but
Fuck.
I was throwing that mother.
he got my ass. But yeah, he's strong.
So what about these good sparring stories? You said you got some good sparring stories off the top of your head.
When I was a younger
Okay.
dude, I got some sparring with the USA Olympian Luis Yanez back at my gym actually in West Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some badass sparring
So
there.
who's your
He kind of boosted my level from like amateur to
Yeah.
like another level. Like I need to step it up type shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sparring with him, cause I was just sparring nothing but guys that really didn't have that much experience. So when
Yeah.
I got in there with him, I'm not gonna lie, he caught me with some shit.
For
but
real?
it wasn't like I wasn't hurt. He
Yeah.
was just so quick that he was catching me with shit off balance.
Shit.
It was just great footwork.
Those are the
and
worst.
Good speed.
Yeah.
And this
I felt
dude,
with Milo, bro.
this dude he had just came back from Beijing.
Yeah.
When he had fought in the Olympics.
Damn.
So getting work with
So
him.
he's on the top
was-
of his game.
Yeah, exactly. So getting work with him was a big like experience boost, and it helped me like pushed my level up higher. I also got some work with Mario Barrios.
Oh, you got to spar Mario Barrios?
Yes. It was like it was before he even like got signed.
Yeah, I remember meeting him.
Yeah.
I met him in San Antonio at the Alamo Dome. He was on a Mikey Garcia fight. Mikey Garcia fought that gosh, man, I don't know what He was a Soviet dude too, I think. Well, Soviet, as if Soviet Union's still around. But I just think about the Soviet Union boxing style. Lipinets.
Okay.
Yeah. Mikey Garcia dropped him.
Yeah.
But that's where I met Mario Barrios.
Oh,
And his
okay.
sister. Because his sister boxes too.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
accomplished
yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him there, but that was before he came up. So you got to get some work in with him.
Yes, sir. Got some work with him. It was great.
It was good work?
Yeah, he fucking hits hard.
Not bad.
Wow.
And the arm reach is crazy.
He does got reach.
That shit was
But
crazy.
Tank stopped him.
Yes, with that uppercut.
Tank was throwing the over the top. He was
hit him with the
working
body too.
That body shot down the
Yeah.
center. So, yeah,
Damn.
I got some work with him. Who else I got work with?
You ever get in a sparring match where somebody just beat the dog shit out of you? Fighters don't like to admit this shit, but I'm just going out on a limb asking it anyway. Calculated risk.
Yes.
Yeah, there's been sparring sessions where,
But that's how you learn.
but I didn't never get like beat the fuck up like
Yeah,
that. But like you know, body shots, them hoes will
Yeah.
fucking cripple you.
Yeah.
You know, for a good amount
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah,
So
just turn your-
But you like to work the body a lot.
I love the body shots.
Yeah.
But, you know, you get caught when you're not
Yeah.
in shape, and
Yeah.
it will drop you. But when I'm in shape, I'm tough for anyone,
Yeah.
bro. I'm hell.
Yeah.
I give anybody trouble.
So these days, you're training, you're going to different gyms to spar, but at night, you're a security guard, right?
Yes, sir.
And so you've been doing that security guard job for, you said, 5 years now?
Yeah, different spots.
Yeah.
I work for a company, so they'll just put me in different spots.
Okay, so earlier you told me that you had some pretty good stories during your time as a security guard,
Yeah, I wanna
and
hear
you were
about that.
he was getting ready to share a particular story. I'm like, no, save that till we're on there. And
Yeah.
so I want to all right,
So I've got into crazy shit.
all right,
dude.
come on, let's hear one.
Like your security job as like another sparring session, you know what I mean? Where people like, okay, let's get this
Man.
work.
Usually it's
Set
pretty
the
quiet
time.
at night though, right? If at night,
Yeah. If I have a
Depending on
night
what
shift, it's
area
quiet.
you're in.
Yeah, depending on the area. So
Yes.
there'll be spots where there's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah.
And they try and fuck with you. Like they'll have like there was one time where I was working at this one spot on Harry Hines in West Dallas.
Oh, you want a blowjob?
Yeah.
You want a blowjob?
And there was like a lot of homeless people, and
No, sir, I
I would
don't.
just I would stay in my car and just watch the area and just make sure the homeless people are not like sitting on the area. So I had to like kick people out multiple times. Like, hey,
Yeah.
bro, y'all gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give me no trouble.
Yeah.
Just go. But one time, some dude fucking pulled out a fucking syringe out of his arm and he was trying to stab me with it, bro.
shit!
So, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I pulled my strap out, bro.
Well, you got no choice.
I was
You
like,
don't know what's
"Nah,
in that syringe.
You come at me, bro, I'm finna shoot you, bro. It's
You don't
your
know
life
what's
over
in that
mine, bro.
syringe.
Like,
Hell yeah.
Could be like a high dose of HIV or some shit.
Some
Dang,
fentanyl,
dog.
some
Yeah.
shit, dude.
I just
Oh,
put
man.
my
Alright.
gun up, and then his buddy was like, nah. And he just got his shit and walked off. But I
Yeah.
was like, bro, like, I will blast your ass if I have
Well,
to.
shit, you don't know what's in that syringe.
If you missed your chance, you could have been the Hulk, bro. The next
Yeah.
I was just like,
And then another time, I was working at this one spot on near Maple Avenue.
Yeah.
There would be a lot of homeless right there too,
Yeah.
bro. And one time,
Dallas in general, you know what I mean?
I've almost gotten so many fights with people right
It's the
there.
homeless
Like, bro,
always.
they
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
trying to
Lose, you know?
Yeah.
fight me, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to fight you, bro.
Hey, but I will say this: if you ever fight a dude that's like that messed up on drugs, it's like they got another superpower. You know what I mean?
They
Like,
be strong as fuck.
ass, and they don't get tired.
Where's all
you know
this
what I
strength
mean?
been coming from? You don't even have 3 meals a day.
They be coming at you like a cheetah on cocaine, man.
Nah,
Like
for
coming
real.
up fast as fuck, dude.
No, for real.
Gosh, a syringe? I can't get over that.
But I also have a picture because there was a smoke shop at the spot the complex that I was at,
Yeah.
and I got into a fight with a big dude. I'm talking about this dude was like 200 pounds, bro. He was huge,
Yeah.
bro. He got mad at me because I told him he had to leave the property, and he got an attitude with me. And his girlfriend was there, and his girlfriend was like,
Oh, you ain't about to get kicked out in front of
"Yeah."
your girl.
His girlfriend was like, "No, you better
rather
beat
get
his
kicked out in
ass."
front
Oh.
So the guy thought he was brave, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess he thought I didn't know how to fight. So I was like, "Bro, chill," and he just kept coming at me, charging. So I was like, "All right." So I started boxing. I started bouncing.
fuck.
When he started seeing the bouncing, he was like, "Oh shit."
What I get myself into?
Boop,
But he
boop.
can't stop now with his girl watching him and
Like, hey, you
shit.
sure you want me to get
I
it?
just kept tagging. I just kept tagging.
You better
him.
run now. You better run now.
Yeah, babe, hold me back. Hold me back, man.
Bro, I kept tagging his ass, bro, and I was like, "You done? You done?" bam, bam. You done? Just 1, 2, bro, over and over. You done? And he was like, all right. He just got his shirt and he just left.
His girl was like,
That's crazy though, because you do some shit like that, it's like you still got to stay on shift. And in my mind, it like just growing up where I did, it's like, fuck, man, I hope this dude don't come back on some stupid shit.
retaliation.
Yeah, I had to watch out for that. Like for like maybe like a week, I was just watching my bag just in case he came back.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just some shit I go through. Oh, also like, I've worked at malls and shit. I've worked at Dillard's.
Oh shit, Paul Blart.
security guard.
Were you fat still at that time?
I was fat, dog.
Paul Blart over here.
160.
Paul Blart over here.
Right on this shit, man.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
Nah, I was only working in the Dillards for security, and basically like I would see weird shit on the camera, bro, all the time.
I can't imagine.
Dudes are fucking like there would be some like little kids, like not little kid, it was like maybe like 19, just doing weird shit
Like?
in the girls area. We caught
Sniffing
one
underwear
dude,
and shit.
Basically,
But the underwear
shit
wasn't
like
even worn yet
that. We
though.
caught one. A dude was
Joe's like, what's
was
the
basically
Crazy as fuck, bro.
jerking off, bro. In
You're
the middle
fucking
of the,
lying.
of like the
At Dillard's?
at Dillard's where the girls' clothes are, and girls are like walking next to him, and they don't even know.
They don't see it. So wait a minute. When you
No.
see that, is it your job to go out there and be like, hey man, bro, what are you doing?
Put your
Yeah,
Or you just
bro,
like,
I had to
well-
go out there and be like, hey, bro, get the fuck out, bro. What the fuck? You fucking
He's like
jerking
dick in
off
one
front
hand,
of these
huh?
girls. Sorry. My bad.
Wait a minute, you would have to go. Was there any times that you were like, fuck, I'm just gonna let it ride because I don't want to approach this shit?
Nah, I had to, bro. They would make me. They'd be like, you gotta go tell them some shit. So I'm like,
Oh, it's like, shit, I'm just gonna let this one ride. I don't want it. He'll be done any minute now.
nah, for real,
Comes
dog.
out the poncho, sir. I need you to leave.
Dog. He got mad because he got caught.
Oh shit.
He got mad because he didn't finish. That's
Yeah. So wait a minute, you would have to go and say something.
That's crazy.
And tell him to get the fuck
They
out.
would. Why would? You're in the store. What, you think nobody's gonna see you?
Common sense ain't so
shit,
common
bro.
nowadays, man. Common sense is not common.
And then what would happen? You
Bro,
just tell them to leave, or y'all would call the cops on him and shit.
He would just leave, bro. Like I just kicked him out. I was like, bro, you gotta get out of the mall. Bro.
What did I
Like,
do?
You're not getting just out of the store. You're leaving the mall, dog. Like.
I'm getting Dippin' Dots.
I'm going to J.C. Penney.
They look good. Oh, like this. They say go to Linens.
Never going to Dillard's again.
What the fuck?
So unprofessional. Fuck, no.
Macy's has a corner.
So wait. This is you made it sound like that's some regular shit that happens. Weird shit like that.
You know?
Nah, it was just like crazy shit always happening.
Is that probably the craziest thing you ever had?
That's
like,
probably the craziest one.
probably had it
But you made it sound like it happened more than once.
Like multiple people would be doing other shit,
Yeah.
like, you know, following girls and stuff.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
Oh,
have
okay,
to
that's
watch
it.
them and just be like, come on, bro, you need to
They'd be like, follow them to the parking lot and shit like that.
shit.
Oh hell no.
type shit. You gotta tell them like, hey, you know, y'all want me to walk you out to your car? And they'd be like, yes, please. Boom, I'll walk them to the car. And
Fucking Richard Ramirez over here and shit's following you and shit.
crazy shit like that.
Guys just following girls around, listen to P. Diddy.
Damn, no Diddy.
Yeah.
So like, considering like how much you have taken into your own hands, I should say, like you really have taken a lot in your own hands to be out on the road like this, or have been on the road like this, popping up in gyms, making stuff happen. You know, you're still around these gyms, and you see all these young guys. Like you got to, you know, see some of my young guys the other day, and a lot of these guys are looking for direction, man. And yes, they get a lot of direction from coaches, right? I try to give them as much direction as possible. However, at the same time, they're always looking for that person who's kind of been in their shoes, the fighter.
Yeah.
You know, the coach can only do so much, but when a accomplished boxer comes
They
in here,
understand it better from
yeah,
the
they
fighter.
want to hear that. They look forward to that. It excites them, and I get that. And so my question to you is like, what would you say to these guys who are looking to find their way, and they're hungry, and some of them are very impatient, you know, I think as the years go by, these guys get more impatient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But
well,
they
what
see
would,
more things like
yeah,
online, you know what I mean? Like,
Turning pro at 16.
Yeah,
turning pro
yeah,
at
yeah,
15
yeah,
in
yeah.
Mexico, like
Yeah.
type shit.
And that's the one
So,
thing that, what would you say to them in terms of their goals, their journey, their dreams? They're hearing guys like you hear you say things like, well, I made shit happen, right? But like, what would you want to tell them? What could you say to them that would encourage them?
encourage just spit some game to them.
Yeah.
Um,
Lace them up like some gloves.
yeah.
what I say? Damn, I didn't think I was gonna be put on the spot like that, but
But whether you think so or not, this is what's going on in a lot of guys' mind. Like if they could sit down with you and pick your brain, like, you know what I mean, they want
You-
direction.
you have to stay super patient with this shit.
mhm.
Like you can't rush nothing, cause if you rush it, bro, it's not gonna go how you planned.
Yeah.
It's better if you just take it slow, get good people around you, stay consistent, and keep that fire. Don't ever let that fire come out, cause once that fire is gone, it's hard to get it back.
Man.
You ain't
It's
lying.
hard to get it back. So keep that fire and keep that passion with everything you do.
He said stay consistent.
whether it's when it comes down to even like your fits.
Yeah.
Like you have to go all out. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is what you
Yeah.
have to do. It goes all the way down to that. You look good, you fight good.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it goes with everything,
That's
bro.
why we had to get a wet floor sign for all
Yeah.
this drip, you know?
Look at Joe showed out today. He
Yeah.
said, "Stay consistent, stay patient, keep good people around you.
That's the most important
Keep
thing.
good people around you." Because man, these guys want to rush. I see it. I see it in them all the time. They want to be there. They dream big, and I love that.
Right.
But man, sometimes I just want to tell them, "Hey, slow down, pump the brakes a little bit." Like again, quoting this book, one of the things that she says is, she talks about goals, but not being so focused, so hyper focused on the end goal that you don't enjoy the journey.
Yes, yes. There's a lot of.
It's the process, man.
Yeah.
It's all a part of it.
Like enjoy the journey. Look
You got it.
forward to the journey. Don't be so hyper focused on the goal that you totally miss out on the enjoyment, the experience, the learning, the love, the passion
Yep.
in the journey itself.
Yes.
Yes, you gotta embrace
Yeah,
it.
man.
Embrace that
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Goes fast, bro.
Man, well, you know what? We appreciate you coming on. We appreciate you, sharing your experience, your knowledge, your struggles, your wins. And so we like to kind of end these shows on a fun little segment that my pal Terrell Joe, aka Joe from Terrell, aka Joe the Terror from Terrell.
Yeah, yeah.
They used to call him the Terror for many reasons. He puts together this little segment that we like to have fun with, and so I'll let him get into that. And
All right, we got two small little segments, and the first one's called The Perfect Boxer. So I like to think there's 9 attributes to make a great fighter. I'm gonna name something, and you just name the first boxer that comes to mind.
All right.
Power.
Canelo.
Canelo.
Course.
Oh, yeah, I knew you were like that.
course,
That's his favorite.
yeah.
Speed.
Speed. Speed. Say Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He does got
Okay,
some
yeah,
fast,
fuck
yeah.
Footwork.
Terrence Crawford, of course.
Okay.
Okay.
From both sides. All right. Jab.
Jab. Who has a pretty nice jab? I like Oscar De La Hoya's jab.
Okay.
Ah,
really
yeah, he
nice
did,
jab.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it was his dominant hand because he
Yeah.
was left-handed.
Yeah.
Boxing IQ.
Damn, that goes with Terrence Crawford again.
Yeah.
His IQ is crazy.
Because he has it from both sides. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I try to emulate that, but dang, it's hard, man.
Oh, he's a very intelligent boxer, yeah.
He's one of my favorites right
Yeah.
now for sure.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Man. Top pound for pound for sure. Under Usyk, of course. Best chin in the game.
Best chin in the game. Canelo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
He ain't
yeah,
never
yeah.
been
Second time we
hurt.
heard that,
Yeah.
He ain't never been
Yeah.
hurt.
Who has the biggest heart?
The biggest heart. I like Brandon Rios.
You sure it's not you from walking in all these random
Hell yeah.
gyms uninvited?
Shit, me.
Hell yeah.
Me. I have the big heart.
Yeah. He's like,
Because
I'm
I'm
here to.
still here.
He shows up to gyms. I'm here to chew bubble gum and fuck people up. I'm all out of bubble gum. All right. Who has the best defense?
Best defense. Of course, Mayweather.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
undeniable. Best trainer.
Best trainer. Damn, that's a good one. I like a lot of trainers right now. I like Robert Garcia. I like Derek.
Yeah.
I like Ford. What's the name? Gervonta Davis's coach.
Yeah. Calvin Ford.
Yeah,
I like
Yeah.
how they're so in tune with what they're doing. That he's such a good coach.
He
bro.
is,
I
he
give
is,
him
he
his
is.
credit, bro.
sure.
For sure. Yeah, I like Ford.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. All right, this next segment, man, is just random ass questions. You know, just answer them the best you can.
And fast. You
Yes,
can't take your
fast.
time answering
Oh,
these.
okay,
No
okay,
thinking, no
okay.
thinking.
Yeah.
Favorite horror movie?
Damn.
Come on.
I can't even think of one right now. It's crazy when you put me on the spot. I guess Halloween.
Halloween?
There we go.
See, my parents said I can't watch horror movies no more because afterwards I'm like, hey.
I like Exorcism too.
Okay.
That was dope.
After horror movies,
That was scary
I'm
as
sleeping
shit.
with y'all tonight.
Yeah.
As a grown ass man, I'm sleeping in y'all's
The
bed
old
tonight.
Exorcism is fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. This shit's like more realistic.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How they get it up in the air. Worst shot you ever took, both alcohol and in boxing?
Fuck. One of them was from Ryan.
Really?
Left hook.
Fucking hits hard,
Yeah.
Like body or
Hashtag Ryan
bro. Green
Garcia.
apple.
Come on the show.
Green
Yeah.
apple Ciroc.
green apple Syrah?
Green apple Ciroc.
No
I want to
Diddy.
know that.
No Diddy.
All right, dream car.
Dream car. BMW IA.
Okay. Would you rather have eyes that could film or ears that could record?
Eyes that can film.
Or ears that could record.
Yeah, they get
Eyes
in
that can
trouble.
film, so I can go back and replay it over and over and watch
That's
it
a
again,
bad film
and just
study.
like see my memories. Like
I actually got a pair of glasses that do give you eyes that could film
You know, I
though.
always thought of, is it those right?
MetaView,
Yeah, dude. I was like, I kept looking. I was like, is that
I
a
got
screw
those,
or
yeah.
like a-
Bro, I'll be going into gyms to spar. Like,
bro,
I went to,
that's badass.
yeah, I went to world class, and I'm like, look, don't worry, they're not on.
let me see.
All right, favorite fighter.
Favorite fighter, Terrence Crawford.
Okay. Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
First thing you indulge in after training camp.
You go, come on,
First
man.
thing I
Oh,
do,
well,
women. Nah.
except women.
A man.
I'll get on now.
He's like bad boys for life.
Probably some food.
Food. Oh, what kind of food?
I like seafood.
Already.
Red Lobster.
Yeah, man, can't go wrong with them cheddar biscuits, man.
Man,
Ah,
that all you
shit.
can eat shrimp, bro.
Man, so I'm gonna admit, my mom used to put foil in her purse for all you can eat shrimp.
Hey, bro, I think everybody's mom did, bro.
Back in the day,
Mama had the damn container. Mom, you brought the container?
Oh, really, man? Had them big purses for
She said, I already got 3 more orders.
Order another. Favorite 90s show?
Favorite 90s show.
Because you're our age, man. Favorite 90s show?
90s show. Damn, that's a good
I mean, it had like Family Matters,
Yeah,
Fresh
Fresh
Prince of
Prince.
Bel
I
Air,
fuck with Fresh Prince. Yeah.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, Mr. Martin show.
Oh, Martin was one of my favorites. bro.
Oh, yeah. Damn, Gene. Best and worst walkout song you've ever heard?
The best one was what I heard Maurice Hooker come out. Started from the bottom now. And man, he was vibing, bro. I was like, that shit really made me want to play that song when it came out. I was like, damn.
So what was the worst then?
The worst? I haven't heard the worst one.
That's gonna be me.
Never
Make
paid
him
attention. Ah, shit.
That would definitely be the worst.
All-time dream fight. So if you could put like a all-time legends, new fighters, it don't matter. Like,
All-time dream fight?
yes, sir. All-time matchup.
Damn, that's a good one. Maybe a Terrence Crawford versus Mayweather.
Damn.
Good one, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it would be super tactical.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
And we would see if Terrence Crawford really that dog.
See, I feel like Terrence Crawford would make it physical.
He'd have no choice.
He would.
Because he knows he's the more physically imposing one.
Yes.
The thing is, everybody physically imposing tried to do that to Mayweather.
Exactly. And what did Mayweather do to him?
Disarmed them all.
Killed him.
So in
Yeah.
what weight class?
Had to be
Probably-
147.
Yeah,
Yeah, it got to be 147, yeah.
Oh, all right.
And over here answering for me. Shit.
gotta be
It's
a
my question.
Would you rather work in extreme heat or extreme cold?
Extreme cold.
What? Man, I
I couldn't take
I
it.
like
Yeah,
the
me
cold.
neither.
I
Nah,
don't like the heat, dog.
Yeah.
Coldness, I like y'all tense up.
Man, bro, see the thing about me, bro, I be overheating sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
Yes,
See, I'd
bro.
rather wake in like 110-degree heat than ever step out in like 55-degree.
You know what? I've been running consistently for like a year already. Like
Yeah.
I do 4.4 miles every day, and I do
4.4.
25
Jesus.
pull-ups because.
20 to 30,
I do like
or not 20 to 30,
1.5.
I do 2 to 3 miles a day.
So I do this every day, bro.
Nice.
Since I've been doing it, my body and my work ethic has shot up
Man.
levels.
What do you do on those days that like you don't want to do it? Just force yourself.
Force myself.
Man, you ever listen to David Goggins?
Who's that?
Oh man, after the show I gotta introduce.
I don't know who that is, Joe.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
David Goggins. He's like a.
Judah, you know who that is?
1,000%.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, boy, Judah. Okay, so David Goggins used to be this fat dude that wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's gonna carry the boats, baby?
He's on incline.
Yeah. So he set a chin-up world record. He's went to the Navy SEALs. He went to boot camp. What was it called? Buds. He went through Buds 3 different times. And man, he goes ultra marathons, like running 100 and something miles. He had to lose 100 pounds within what was it, a month? A month or something like that?
He mixed up his story.
Yeah.
6 weeks, something like that.
Like in a ridiculous amount of time to join the Marines in order to go
Damn.
through all this, man. And he talks about his mental toughness.
Yeah.
Man, I listen to him every day when I run.
Mental toughness.
Yes. Hey, check out.
Not to
David-
quote the book again.
Hey, the more that we keep talking, it's just this book keeps coming up.
And
in
she,
the-
you know what? She's gonna come. She's gonna totally thank me for. I don't even know her.
you
She's
come
gonna
on
come
the
on the
podcast,
show.
really
She's gonna
thank
be
us.
like, I sold 2,000 copies since your show dropped. Yeah.
But yeah, if you check out David Goggins, man, he'll make you want to just like 12 o'clock at nighttime. I'm like, oh, it's time for a fucking run. Let's go do this, man. Like,
At 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not gonna put him on past 12. Then, by the
I'm
way.
telling you, man, he gets you going, man. Let's see.
Well, maybe I do need to put him on before I go to bed.
Energizer Bunny. If you could only listen to 3 artists for the rest of your life, who would it be?
I know my first one would be Tupac.
Okay.
Second one would be J. Cole.
Man, already.
And I know a lot of people hate him, but I grew up listening to him. Drake.
Okay. Can't get mad at that. especially-
Don't give me look at me in the corner of my eye. Hey, I don't. It's you don't need my approval.
Is Drake okay? I don't know because Kendrick's talking a lot of shit, so I just wanted to make sure I was good.
I don't know about Drake, but he's not like us.
Make sure.
Okay.
Okay. Let's settle the argument once and for all. Who has the best fast food burger?
Dang, man, I just had a really good fast food burger from Chill Burgers.
Chill Burgers. Where's that?
Chill Burgers in Houston, Bun B.
Oh,
opened
Bun
up his
B's.
own-
Yeah.
I got them. It was off the chain.
Shout out Bun B. Come on the show.
Yes.
It was worth
Rest
it.
in peace, Pimp.
Yeah.
Delicious, bro.
Man, that's what's I feel like Brahms is slept on. You know, you get
Brahms
shake
is
with it.
slept
It is slept on.
dog.
They make a good burger, bro. They make a good burger. They do.
Hey,
They
you
do.
know what I get from there?
What's that?
I get the triple cheese and then
Dude,
I add
already,
bacon.
man.
Add
Hell
bacon,
yeah.
bro.
See, I don't add bacon, man.
Yeah.
Add
I
bacon,
don't like
dude.
bacon, man.
Oh,
What are you,
that's-
Muslim?
Huh?
Muslim?
Nah, I just it's too greasy for me.
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yeah, it's just too greasy for me. If someone gave you $100 to spend to make a perfect day, how would you spend it?
On my parents.
Oh,
Take
that's
them out
There
to
you
go
go.
That's
There
what's
you
up.
go.
That's what's up, man. I like that answer. Would you rather be able to control water or fire?
eat. Fire.
Okay. All right. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Okay. More relaxing. What is something you would do if fear wasn't in your way?
Go back to being a pro.
So you think fear is getting in your way of that?
It's in my way.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's unpack that for a bit. Why? What are you afraid of on it? Like,
Just with all the stories going on, fighters, dying, in the ring and just, dying for no reason. Like literally, they'll just be fighting normally and just fucking pass out and die. Like,
I think that was because of the Johnson & Johnson shot.
I just saw a clip earlier, and I guess looking back, he might have got hit with a body shot, but two dudes, it's a professional fight, but
was it boxing or
Tremaine
MMA?
Williams? Was it Tremaine Williams?
maybe where dude
Yeah, when he just started like, and he, bro, he wasn't
Yes, I
even,
seen
he didn't
that.
even get hit, bro. He just had a stroke
And it's
randomly,
like they were
and it's just
clenched
like,
up a little bit, broke off.
Do you
and
think
then
some of that could be because of the weight cut though?
They said it was dehydration.
yeah,
And
I think
I love MMA. I hate
that's
weight
what it
cutting.
is. A lot of
I
people
do
are getting
think
hurt
there
because
should be
of the
more weight
dehydration.
classes in everything, whether it be MMA, boxing, no matter what. Like even the little slap
Oh,
challenge shit.
yeah,
Like, there
I
should be
see
more
that.
weight.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I think it just like comes down to
You have to move up if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
healthy
Like
at
be
that,
honest
you know?
with yourself.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
First of all, be honest. She says that in this, but
Be honest with yourself.
self-reflection requires honesty towards yourself.
That was one thing I
You
had
know?
to do.
Yeah.
Be honest with myself to
Yeah.
get to that next level of consciousness.
Because then that's the next thing that helps you overcome fear. A lot of fear is because of the unknown, right? We don't know. We can't precisely predict what's going to happen, but we're in a better position to kind of determine the possibilities if we're honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Another thing
You know what I'm
is not just honesty, but like, damn, I
Being
forgot
realistic.
Yeah, being realistic.
Being realistic.
And that's crazy that you have a fear like for that because, in my opinion, you go into the most fearful situations one deep. You know, you go into the trenches, you go
Yeah.
into all these boxing gyms, no coach, no nothing.
Well, maybe you don't want to do that again.
I like doing it.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, I just like
You
doing
like
it.
the respect that you get afterwards.
It's not. I don't even need no.
Or just the
respect from
challenge.
nobody. I just like the challenge.
Already.
Take
I'll
it
go
on.
with you next time.
I'm down.
We
bro.
got to stop this
I'm down.
Yes.
craziness.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, if y'all, you know,
I want to see what we could do to help remove that fear of continuing to do what you love, what you want to do.
yeah, that's
that
what I
mental
want.
block is the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. And I think it had a lot to do with like how I ended my career.
And I think this audience would be interested in seeing what's next for Carlos. What happens?
Yes.
Does he overcome that fear?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does he end up getting this pro fight?
Yes, absolutely. I'm speaking.
I would
to
imagine
experience.
there's some people out there that is going to hear this and they're going to just probably want to know what did he get that fight, or did fear get in his way, or
I found out, and this is why I'm gonna get to that next level, because I found a way to forgive myself.
yeah.
I forgave myself for being, you know, for being that young kid that
Yeah.
didn't really put the work in, was just like working off of pure talent.
Were you like punishing yourself for a while because
Yes. I was mad at myself, to be honest with you.
Mistake
Like
doesn't define you though.
exactly, and I had to learn that.
And
I had,
you-
I had
and-
to
and-
learn
and-
that
and-
and
and-
forgive myself. Like
and you have forgiven yourself, or you're in the okay, nice.
I've
Nice.
forgiven myself, and that's why I think I'm out here doing this.
Yes.
Like I forgiven
yes.
myself, and I'm like, it's okay, bro.
Yeah.
It's okay. to fail.
It's okay.
You're still here. You're
It's
still alive,
okay.
You're still breathing. You have your
Oh,
family,
that's
your
beautiful.
loved ones around you.
Yeah.
And now I got some even greater people
Yeah,
around
yes,
me.
yes,
so
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
what's up.
Life has gotten a lot better
Yeah.
for me, and I'm a lot happier. So
Nice.
Man, love hearing that, man. Love hearing that.
What do we got left, Joe?
Okay, we got a few more left. Best boxing movie.
Rocky.
Who's gonna go against Rocky?
fucking-
Man, I know.
I
man.
watch
I don't
Rocky
know.
still.
Southpaw's fucking good though.
It is really good, but it
Oh,
depresses me too much.
Yeah, that-
$1 million baby. That's the person.
Yeah.
Man, $1 million baby.
At
is
least
a-
with Rocky, you end with that triumphant music and
Yes,
stuff.
Rocky or Creed.
It always ends happy.
So I like Rocky still better.
Yeah,
Like,
In
Rocky-
terms of Southpaw, it's like, yeah, he won at the end, but you still can't get over what happened earlier.
I know. You're like,
I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie with the three brothers and they
Ninjas?
all become boxers. Three Ninjas. They all became, yeah, I love that movie. Bro, I grew up on that shit. We were talking about the Ninja Turtles too. Shredder and shit. The old
Fuck.
Ninja Turtles, the one with those big
Hey,
ass
I said going to Derek James's gym is like going to Shredder's lair from the movie, the actual movie.
Yeah,
Remember, it was
the
like in a
fucking
junkyard
10-year
scrap metal
yeah.
yard and shit. I'm like, holy shit, what I'm about to find Shredder here and shit.
oh man. All right. A song you're embarrassed to admit that you like.
The question is, will he admit it right now?
It's okay for T Swifty. You know, it's cool.
Dreaming by Selena.
I fuck with Selena. I ain't gonna lie, I like Selena.
Late at night when all the world.
First CD you ever bought.
It was And I don't even listen to him that much no more. But it was a Jay-Z CD.
Okay,
Oh, there you
okay, I was
go.
about to say
There you
Bow
go.
Wow
The
or something
blueprint?
like
It
that.
was the one where he's like this.
Oh, there you
And
go.
there's a gray one.
Yeah.
That's the one I bought. I was a little kid. I was
Yeah.
like, I just really wanted a rap album.
Yeah.
So I bought it. And I was like, fuck, I listened to it for a little bit, but it really didn't catch my
Yeah, it's
attention.
funny. I had one of my friends. He was a Marine. He came on the show a few weeks ago, and when he came to Dallas, he didn't know English at all. They were from Mexico, and he said when he started learning English, you remember this? It started because somebody gave him an album, and it was Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Oh, that's wild.
And I'm like, I wonder what your English was like after being introduced to English by my.
Like, bro, you wildin' with the leather jacket.
He was like, I feel like the exit the room was.
He was over there zipping that hoe, zipping all the zippers.
Oh shit! Favorite sneaker?
Jordans,
Okay.
All
what
day.
Jordan?
the 11
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Concords or Space Jams.
Oh yes. Last one. What's one conspiracy theory that you wholeheartedly believe?
Oh, this is Joe's favorite.
COVID.
shit.
COVID. Okay.
Oh.
What about COVID though? What about it?
About it was just to get us all in panic and make us forget about what was really going on in the world and just control.
Have you ever heard of the snake venom conspiracy theory?
I haven't heard of that.
All right, I have to talk to you about.
You know, it's interesting that he said, though, that COVID, like, get us all in a panic because, bro, I remember whenever my dad was invited to preach at a church in Pleasant Grove, and I went in there, and it was right in the middle of COVID, and people are separated at the pews. People got masks on, you know, and I remember in being deep reflection, and I said, my God, before this COVID thing even hit, we were already preconditioned for this. In other words, we were already socially distanced, spiritually speaking.
Absolutely.
We were already hiding behind masks as we entered the church and sat in the pews.
Yes.
This is just the physical manifestation of what's already been mentally and spiritually true.
Preach.
But anyways, look.
Oh, well, hold up. Before the COVID thing,
Yeah.
another thing about the conspiracy, I felt like they kind of did it so that way, damn, I forgot what I was going to say about it. It just went out of my mind, but, I felt like because the world was, had a lot of global warming going on, and in order to, like, save the world, basically they had to keep people inside. So in order to keep people inside, they did COVID.
Man, we could go down a rabbit
You know
hole.
what I'm saying? They did COVID so that way everybody was inside, not using their cars, putting gases into the
Yeah.
to the air.
I was an essential worker. I was out there every day, man.
I mean,
it's
I
just
feel like, but a
I
lot
mean, that's
of
coming from the
people-
same guy that
a lot of
pours his
people work from
cereal
home,
and
though.
puts the milk
Yeah,
first.
cereal first, always, bro. Cereal first.
You know what, though, man? Like, we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully everybody watches this. Hopefully it motivates you. Hopefully the next time you see Carlos down the line, he's in that pro fight. He's making his dreams continue to come true.
Still coming,
Because it's never too late. You gotta plan. You gotta show up. You gotta make things happen. Things won't always go right. You'll make mistakes. You gotta forgive yourself.
Give yourself.
Have belief in yourself. But that's
it's
what it
okay to
means.
fail.
It's okay to fail. As long as you hang in there and you continue fighting this good fight.
You never lose until you quit.
Man, come on.
love that.
Thank you. There we go.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate it, man. I had fun.
Yeah.
That shit was lit.
Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate you coming out.
We'll get some pictures and stuff before we
Get him in the ring shadow boxing too. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the